Monday. Welcome. It's morning.
A little mixed up order there, but it's macabre.
Hey, welcome to Monday Morning Macabre, where we mix up the order but max out the fun.
We got a great show for you tonight. Don't go anywhere.
We got Millie Bobby Brown's little brother, Billy Bobby Brown, here tonight.
Do you think Millie Bobby Brown and Meek Mill have talked about doing a collab?
Brown? Yeah, I think so.
And it's just all Drake diss tracks.
That's
too
the
perfect.
mixtape I listen to. Welcome, gang. My audio's a little scuffed.
I gotta tweet that later.
Tweet it. Audio on my end's a little scuffed. Hope it's not too bad because I'm not in my normal location without my mic. But
Hashtag vacation mode Darce in full effect.
hashtag vacation. Honestly, hashtag vacation home Darce because
Ooh.
Daddy's got a good one.
Yeah, we should say, even though Darce is on vacation, our listeners probably know, but he's always on that grind. He doesn't stop.
Yeah, I'm kind of a girl boss when it comes to being on my grind at all times.
Got that grind set.
Yeah, I've got a hunt it. Anyway. So today is Monday, August 8th.
Yes.
Scones, what do you think?
I don't think have we ever done that before?
No, yeah, this is the first time, I think, but it feels really cool.
I like saying it because it's not necessary. The timestamp of the release says it.
But we like to give you all the metadata, you know?
Yeah. You're a walking JSON file right now?
I'm a walking JSON file. Everyone, hey, what's your extension, baby?
Tell us.
Oh, no.
What's that?
Oh, that was a big
Oh, that's a nice smell.
That's a big
Oh my
sniff.
God. A man has wandered into our recording studio. Phil, is he with you?
It's not with me. It didn't come in my car.
They call me Bad Bart.
Oh my gosh, Bad
Hi,
Bart.
Bad Bart.
I like we have another I like how crowded the recording room's getting. It's way
the booth
better.
is getting warm.
Yeah, okay, so we got
lot
Phil,
of sniffs.
Scones, Darce, and Bad
Darth
Bart.
And Bad Bart.
That's the boys.
This aroma.
Oh.
The aroma. I think your listeners must have a lot of estrogen, testosterone.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, you can smell that
Bad
kind of thing?
Bart. You can smell
Black
it.
Bart is
Oh, I
creepy.
can
I like
smell it.
It's like you're a predator from Predator, but also a predator from the United States.
I don't mind paying a little money for shots of their piggies.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's legal on OnlyFans.
Yeah, you bet it is.
Oh no, only Bart's.
Oh, only Barts. Send me your farts too. We'll call it Only Farts if you may.
Only Bart's fart.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
Write that down, Scony.
I'm furiously scribbling.
Oh, Bart just ran away. Bye, Bart.
Bye, boys and girls.
Always
Okay.
good when Bart comes to the studio.
Nothing like a surprise Bart guest.
I want someone to edit the picture of the 4 Beatles on the roof doing their last concert, but it's just us 4.
Just us. Yeah. That would require Phil and Bart face reveals.
I mean, for non-Patrons, they don't have us face reveals, so I'd rather someone who
that's
has
a good
not
point.
seen all 4 do it than
And then
someone who has
then they
seen
have
them.
to choose like who is who.
I like that much better. I think that's
it's
gonna
a fun.
create a much better product.
Yeah, guys, we're product hunting.
We're
You
not
guys-
businessmen, but we are a businessman.
Businessman. If you, the immortal bard, Jay-Z, if you if you want to send us a Shark Tank style, like if you have a company that you're trying to get off the ground and you're like, I really think Monday Morning Macabre's audience would propel us to, market heaven, reach out and we'll do a Shark Tank style podcast. But what would your Shark Tank name be, Scones? Actually, let's throw it to you for this.
I'd be Scones O'Reilly.
Oh, like of O'Reilly Auto Parts?
Exactly, but people call me Mr. Nasty
Oh, why do they call you that?
because sometimes in the negotiating room I can get nasty.
Oh, I see. Not like Mr. Freaky Nasty, like Mr. Nasty. like
Freaking
me.
naughty.
I would be Eustace C. Burnsberg.
Ooh, you sound like you make documentaries.
Yeah, I'm a documentary filmmaker and also sick piano player.
Whoa.
So
Those things always make so much money.
yeah, they do. So every time
Very
someone walks
lucrative.
in, I look at them and go, "You gotta tickle my ivories."
Oh my gosh. Do they tickle
So-
your ivories?
Depends. Do they get the golden buzzer? We're also
Wow,
expect-
Shark Tank's different than what I remember.
yeah. Well, yeah. When we really love a product, we give them the golden buzzer, and then all 4 sharks have to fight each other to the death in a squared circle arena.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say in a fish, like a water tank.
Oh yeah. Oh no. We tie them all to straitjackets, and they have to fight. And then it's just like we wait, and then the bubbles stop, and we're like, I don't know who the winner is. But,
Do they still get their money? I don't know.
We'll find out. But what we're gonna find out first, Scones, is that we're 6 minutes into the episode,
Wait.
which may means
Oh,
we're going to, pow 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 pow. It means we're going to start talking spooky.
Hell yeah, we are. And with all the boys here in this
Yeah.
in the studio, you know, thinking about the brotherhood that we have here,
Band of brothers.
we're gonna talk about the disturbing story of the Menendez brothers.
Oh boy, I want that basketball card.
Ooh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Whose
yeah.
card is it?
It's Post Malone, I think.
Well,
He played for the Bucks back in the '88.
Menendez brothers card.
The rookie card. It's like
It's Mark Jackson's card.
Mark Jackson.
That's
guy.
amazing.
Now this will all make sense shortly.
You can buy it for
Scones?
$10 right now.
That's crazy.
I figured
dive-
that'd be way more expensive.
Are you sure it's not just like a baloney?
No, I'm on
it's probably not
eBay.
the
Buy
original.
right now for $9.99.
Yeah, but it's
two
probably just
available.
like a guy who took a picture of it.
Hoops with Menendez brothers. How do I? They have to have a verification system, right? eBay sells so many collectibles.
I mean, I don't know, but that's not the point, Scones. The point is you're going to talk to us about the Menendez brothers.
Hell yeah! Band, play us in.
And tickle those ivories.
So for those of you who don't know what we were just talking about, there's a Mark Jackson. He was an NBA player and later on an NBA coach, now an NBA analyst. But on his basketball card in the background, on courtside seats, you can see the Menendez brothers sitting courtside watching the basketball game.
Now, Scones, who are these brothers?
Well, let's get into it. In 1989, Lyle and Eric Menendez. I feel a sneeze coming on, so it's gonna come, but I don't know when.
Ooh.
Lyle and Eric Menendez.
Yeah. Sorry.
Is Nasty Bart or Brutal Bart
Bad
or whatever his
Bart?
name is back.
No, that was just a Darce original getting excited for a sneeze.
Lyle and Eric Menendez brutally murdered their parents,
Like, who
Jose
hasn't,
and
though?
Kitty, in their Beverly Hills home. Then they made shocking
There it is.
I promised, and we always deliver. Then they made shocking allegations of abuse in court. When Jose and Kitty Menendez were killed in Beverly Hills on summer night in 1989, their violent deaths shocked Los Angeles. But their brutal murder was just the beginning. Before long, the blame for their slaying was pinned on their sons, 21-year-old Lyle and 18-year-old Eric, and the story of the Menendez brothers would soon captivate America. So for you, some of our younger listeners might not know about this. It was hot in the streets.
It was hot in the streets, even hotter in the
It
streets.
was like Son of Sam OJ level, like visibility.
This was poggers, as the kids would say nowadays.
In a trial filled with twists and turns, which played out on the nascent. Am I dumb? What is that word?
No, nascent?
Nascent?
Nascent's a word.
I feel like I've never heard that word before in my life.
Nascent meaning like, well, here's the Google definition.
Okay.
Just coming into existence and beginning to display signs of future potential. You know what's funny is I
Hey.
literally wrote nascent in a thing like 2 days ago.
Wow, this guy over here.
Yeah.
Tough nascent man.
I know when to put a period and a capital.
Thank you, Kalina Fraga, the author of this article on allthat'sinteresting.com, for hitting me with the crazies. Also, thank you again to this website. We promise we're not trying to become your official podcast. You just write perfectly length articles. Anyway.
Yes. What if that was my only contribution to the podcast?
I hope
it was a yes and a no.
I'd like to see if we get more or less listeners.
More, Papa.
So anyway, which played on the nascent court
That was
TV.
my 11 impersonation, by the way.
Lyle and Eric admitted to murdering both of their parents on August 20th, 1989. Ooh, super close to my birthday.
Uh-oh, Scowny.
They denied, however, that they'd killed their parents merely to inherit their millions. Instead, Lyle and Eric claimed they'd been killed. They'd killed Jose. We're all dead.
That'd be crazy.
Claimed that they'd killed Jose and Kitty after years of constant emotional, physical, and sexual abuse.
Aye.
Aye is right.
No.
This is just like a sea captain saying no.
Yeah, so it's either a yes or no. Those are my two additions to the pod.
I really like the no is like ASMR to me. It's perfect length. As the Transfix Nation watched, Lyle and Eric Menendez described years of alleged maltreatment at the hands of their mother and father. The Menendez brothers sobbed on the stand, gave graphic descriptions of molestation and incest, and offered anecdotes of their father's cruel personality. This is the story of the Menendez brothers and the murder of their parents.
Yes.
As children, Lyle and Eric Menendez seemed to have it all. Born in 1968 and 1970, respectively, the two boys grew up in a wealthy New Jersey suburb with their parents. Jose, a self-made Cuban immigrant, and Kitty, a former beauty queen. But the Menendez brothers later claimed that their picture-perfect childhood was all a facade, which hid some extremely dark truths. Their father, who had climbed his way from washing dishes to becoming a successful entertainment executive, pushed both Lyle and Eric hard. According to the Los Angeles Times, Jose wanted his boys to be tennis stars and even hired private coaches for lessons.
No.
He demanded excellence from both his sons and their coaches, one of whom would quit in frustration.
Yes.
Jose was intense off the tennis courts, too. The Los Angeles Times reports that he expected his sons to be able to hold conversations about topics like international politics and sometimes gave them hours-long lectures.
No.
So he's basically raising his kids how to be the least cool people
Yeah, I was
ever.
going to say, he's raising them to, like wake up wearing Argyle sweaters.
Yeah, to be narcs.
Yeah, be a bunch of hall monitors.
What's more, the Menendez brothers also later claimed that Jose sexually abused them. One of their cousins later told ABC News that when Lyle was 8 years old and she was 17, he told her that his father had molested him.
Ah,
The cousin told Kitty, but didn't think that the boy's mother believed her.
this is bad.
Yeah, it's a big yikes on the mic.
Y'all.
And as the years went on, cracks began to show in the Menendez family. After they moved to Southern California for Jose's work in 1986, Eric and Lyle started getting in trouble for stealing from their neighbors' homes. Rolling Stone reports that their crime spree enraged Jose to such an extent that he allegedly amended his will so that his sons would receive less.
Wow.
That's punishment.
That's such a, like, I mean, I feel like you do that when you're like, I'm cutting this people out of my life entirely. Like, amend your will. You know?
Yeah.
Not just like, okay, we're going to like have a real, either be like, you're going to go give everything back and like, you know, apologize and all that jazz.
Yeah, and when you're really supposed to grow old, marry some very younger woman, write her into the will instead and let her murder you.
Hell yeah.
Gonna let that one sit for a bit. According to ABC, he was even thinking about removing his sons from the will entirely. But before Jose had a chance, he and his wife were brutally killed. Inside the murder. On August 20th, 1989, a seemingly hysterical Lyle Menendez, then 21, called 911. They shot and killed my parents, he sobbed. Outside the house, his 18-year-old brother Eric wailed into the night as the police arrived. As the Menendez brothers put it, they'd spent the evening at the movies because Eric needed his ID for their next stop that night. They returned to the family home to pick it up and found their parents dead. Once we realized what had happened after we called the police, Eric explained, according to the Los Angeles Times, it started sinking into our heads. These aren't just two people, these are our parents.
Yikes. Big yikes.
Yeah, it's the whole situation sounds like it deserves one big yikes, is for sure.
If you're listening on 3, we're all gonna go yikes. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yikes.
Great.
Jose had been shot at least 5 times on the sofa, sustaining a mortal wound to the head, along with wounds in the arms and legs. Kitty, who apparently tried to flee from her assailants, had been shot 10 times.
Oh my god.
According to Rolling Stone, the Menendez brothers' grief seemed to so genuine that police did not follow protocol as they examined the crime scene. They did not test the brothers' hand for gunshot residue and didn't conduct a formal interview until 2 months after Jose and Kitty's death. The gruesome double murder, it initially seemed, was a gangland-style killing. But as the time went on, the Menendez brothers started to rouse investigators' suspicions. According to
the
biography,
part I'm interested in. How do they blow it?
You're roused right now?
Excuse me?
You're roused, like the investigators' suspicions?
Yes.
According to the biography, Lyle and Eric burned through $700,000 of their father's $14 million fortune in 6 months. Yeah, but it's $14 million, dude. That's not
I guess that's
crazy
true, but
to
like
me.
still, if someone was like, "Hey, you got to burn through $700,000 in like a month," I'm gonna be like, "Oh man, that's a lot of hamburgers."
That's so many hamburgers.
It's so many.
No, what if you do like Wagyu beef though?
That's
Or like,
still...
is that the fancy one where like the cows like get like foot massages and like get to like drink wine?
Yep, that's what makes it. Yes, Wagyu beef is the expensive one.
They were spending lavishly on expensive cars, watches, tennis coaches, and exotic vacations. I love the fact that you hate your parents enough to kill them because of the horrible things that their father allegedly did, but you still keep up with the tennis lessons is bizarre to me.
You're not going to be a state champ if you don't keep practicing.
Listen, I've seen King Richard, but like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yep.
Are these like the opposite, like the yin to the like Williams sisters yang?
They could be. Dude, I would see the Menendez brothers versus the Williams sisters at Wimbledon.
Dude, that would make so much money.
It would.
You make
It
that
would
pay per
make a lot
view.
of money.
I cannot express the like. I think I'd probably pay like $100 to see that on pay per view. Like that is.
Yeah.
That would be electric.
Sorry, we've got somebody coming into the studio again, and it's...
Did I hear you guys talking about Wagyu beef?
No, yes, I like that of all things. That's what caught your ear, but yes.
Well, I wanted to say, here on my farm, I have an ample supply of ground chuck.
Ew.
And
Why
if
is it so ample?
anyone,
Yeah, what?
lots of cows this season. And if anyone,
Just this season?
Scones, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, hit me with it.
You ever play volleyball on a hot day with your pals?
Yeah, only on
With
the
your
beach
pals.
though. Yeah, with all of my co-pilots.
Your socks kind of smell like gorgonzola cheese.
I don't wear socks at beach volleyball, but
Imagine you did. If you can get one listener to send me their stanky gorgonzola socks, I'll give you all the ground chuck you could dream of.
Wow.
all right, there we go, listeners. The gauntlet's been
Listeners.
thrown.
Send in your Gorgonzola socks. and-
Straight to Bad Bart and you won't regret it.
Yeah, just put it in an envelope and write Bad Bart as the address.
And if
I-
you do regret it, I'm always on the run. You won't catch me.
What are you on the run from?
I
Wait,
don't
if they
trust
regret
Bad
it, you're
Bart.
on the run.
Well, they won't catch me if they call the police. I'm always on the move, Bad Bart is.
That's true.
I'm
You are always on the move.
move.
This is the first time you've been here, so you must have been on the move the
Yeah,
whole
you
time.
must be a real move. Yeah, you a rambling man.
You could sing.
I can sing.
You could sing.
Oh, I
the
can
Allman
sing.
Brothers?
You can sing if you want.
What song would you sing? What's your favorite song, Bad Bart?
Oh, man. Put me on the spot there, lassie.
Why am I laughing?
It's crazy. Bad Bart seems so alarmingly blunt and confident in most answers, but this has him stumped.
He's very stumped by music, apparently.
So many songs in that there catalog.
Yeah. Which catalog? Like in the world?
The music catalog, lassie. I'll get back to you with the song, but for now, focus on those stanky little socks, listeners.
All right. Thanks,
Bye,
thanks, Bad Bart.
Thanks, buddy.
See you next season.
See us next season.
I really like hearing the trail off as he leaves the room.
Good old BB.
Detective Les Zoller explained to Oxygen that investigators really began to suspect the brothers when they learned that Eric had written a screenplay in which a character murders his parents to inherit their money. So that's how they blow it down.
Okay, that's... Come on,
it's a real
dude.
OJ writing the book How I Would Have Done It
how
type
I would
of
have
thing.
done it. That's a yikes for me.
Investigators also noted that Menendez brothers had offered some odd details about the night of their parents' deaths, like seeing gun smoke in the air. Something that would have disappeared shortly after the shots were fired.
So they think that, like, it's just like fog that lingers?
I don't know. So that's a funny piece of evidence because it's just investigators saying like, oh yeah, I remember seeing gun smoke.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, this is the brothers saying that, right?
Yes.
So the brothers were
But-
like, okay, we got to make up this story. Oh, there was a lot of gun smoke, so that's how we knew they got shot. Why would you even mention the smoke?
I don't know.
Well,
They didn't do
I
their
think-
research.
I mean, they shot their parents. 15 shots went into their parents.
Yeah, I bet a part of, maybe, I don't know, part of them wanted to get caught.
True.
Because it seems like they were in the fucking clear. They didn't have to say anything else to the cops at all.
Right.
They didn't have to do anything related to their parents or their deaths, but they did multiple things,
Yeah.
like write a screenplay.
Yeah.
The authorities' suspicions were confirmed in a shocking fashion when the mistress of a therapist named Dr. Jerome Ozil, who had been treating Eric, came forward with tapes of both Eric and Lyle confessing to their parents' murders. So this is the big one, the big fuck up.
Yeah. Also, why did that... Okay. Are we assuming that the therapist came forward with these, like, as soon as they confessed?
No, the mistress of the therapist came forward with it. So
isn't there a whole thing where it's like, if it's something criminal, you have to report it?
I don't know, but I also think it's not... I think with patient... therapist or doctor confidentiality, I don't think that's admissible in court, is it?
I think it totally is. I think that...
I don't know. That's not how it works in Sopranos, dude.
I thought Dr. Patient only applies when it's, like, if something criminal is brought up, they then have to act on that. I thought that was, like, part of the deal.
Hold on. Excuse me? I have a resident. Let's get the resident Sling and Dinger's therapist in here. Hold on.
So Bad Bart's an interesting guy, huh, everybody? Oh. Yeah, really get to that mic.
This is Dr. Noodle Butter. She's our resident therapist.
So many new people.
Dr. Noodle
Hi,
Butter.
Dr. Noodle Butter.
Dr. Noodle Butter, if someone admits to their therapist that they've committed a crime, like a murder, does the therapist have to report it, or can they not report it? Is that not admissible in court?
A crime that's already happened?
Yes.
So if the therapist gets called to court, what happens is the therapist will first claim like client privilege, basically, and there's like two steps of doing that, and they'll do it both times to try and like protect that confidentiality. They'll claim confidentiality basically twice, usually get a lawyer involved, whatever, but there are times where a judge could say, no, you are subpoenaed, you have to come, and then they have to present all of their like therapy notes basically, and they decide what gets read and what doesn't, but you try to avoid that at all costs.
Well, there it is. Thank you, Dr. Noodle Butter.
So wait. I have a question.
Oh, wait, hold on, Dr. Noodle Butter. We have one more question.
So just for example, if I was like, hey, Dr. Noodle Butter, I killed my parents.
Wait, hold on, Dars. I can't get you.
Is Dr. Noodle Butter gone for good?
No. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Noodle Butter. If I was like, say I was a kid and I was like, I shot, well, not a kid, like an 18-year-old adult, and I was like, I shot and killed my parents, you just don't do anything with that information? Or do you have to, like, I'm confused.
Oh, this is a hard question. So he's a kid.
No,
he's an adult. He's a
an
legal
adult.
adult.
He's an adult. And someone
In a
killed
kid's
his
body.
parents.
No. He kills his parents.
Oh, sorry. That got convoluted.
And he tells
And
you,
he says
Dr.
he's
Noodle Butter,
guilty.
the resident therapist, you can't do anything with that information until you're subpoenaed.
I would have to consult with my own lawyer, but my thought, based on what of my past experiences, none of which are this, that you would hold that information.
Wow.
You can't. I don't think you can't go to the cops, because then you're breaking HIPAA. You're saying this person's my client, and you can't do that, because then you're licensed. You wouldn't be a therapist anymore.
Wow. And if someone else leaked that information, like your,
What was this?
yeah, like is that admissible in court? I'm asking lawyer questions now. This probably isn't.
If someone leaked it, that's when the court would say, well, we need to see that therapist's notes then. So then you would get a subpoena from the court saying, we need your notes. It's the same way, like sometimes when parents are getting divorced, they'll want to pull in the child's therapist to say who they should go with. And the therapist is like, no, I'm calling confidential. I'm client privilege for my notes. No. And there's only, like, it has to be pretty high stakes circumstances for the court to, like, surpass that, which happens. It happens. But if you have a client and someone says, if that person before the murder occurs, if they say, I'm going to kill my parents, then you have to not only notify the police, but you have to notify that specific person named.
Okay,
Well,
so if it's like a future potential event, you have to let it be known.
Exactly. Yeah. If it's gonna happen, then you let it be known. But if
One
it's already
final-
happened,
I don't know. You'd have to fact check me on that, but I think if it's already happened.
no, Dr. Noodle Butter, we're gonna take your word at face value.
Noodle Butter, one more
Better.
question.
Thank you.
No
Okay.
cap?
Oh, and last question, no cap.
No caps.
Okay, Dr. Noodle Butter, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. NB, DRNB, PhD.
All right, we'll be down to your office after this. We have to go every day.
Yeah, they make us.
We get shock therapy every day from Dr. Noodle Butter.
Butter me noodles.
Anyway, in March 1990, the Menendez brothers were arrested after what I just said, where they confessed to their therapist.
Dude. Why do we have to do it all for you?
While arguments continued over whether or not Ozil's tapes were admissible in court, Eric and Lyle Menendez's trial captivated the nation.
Eric and Lyle Menendez's trial. Come on down and take a view.
In 1993, Shutter, the case played out on the nascent court TV and brought the drama of the Menendez family straight into America's living rooms.
Sure.
As the Menendez brothers told it, their parents' murder had come after years and years of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. Not only were they punched and belt-whipped, but both brothers also offered harrowing testimony of sexual abuse at the hands of their father, Jose. So, real bad dude, if that's the
real
truth.
whirlwind of bad stuff going on in this household.
Which I kind of subscribe. I would probably believe that their dad was abusive. I don't think two people just kind of start loitering.
Just like kill people.
And it wasn't like they were like in it for the money. Like they shot them like so. There was definitely like passion and craziness involved with like the amount of shots that they fired.
Yeah, that's not that's a what's the word? It's like I forget what the word is for like a murder
Crazy
like
town?
that. It's like it's like hashtag Oingo Boingo Killy Willy.
Yeah, that's what the 1 to 10 scale in Dr. Noodle Butter's office says.
No, it's I forget. There's a term for like when it's just so overkill. I guess it's probably overkill is the term. Where it's like, okay, this is like a personal thing, not just like a random act.
Was overkill a term in Halo?
Overkill. That was a thing That was a term in Halo, and it was also in Final Fantasy like 7 and 10 and stuff.
Well, good. I'm glad we got that sorted out.
Yeah. Anyway.
Excellent. We would be in the bathroom, and he would put me on my knees, and well, you can guess.
Well,
Listeners at home, Lyle testified, claiming that the abuse lasted from the time he was 6 to the time he was 8.
Jesus.
Eric also claimed that he'd suffered sexual abuse at his father's hands, telling the jury he would have me give him... I'm not going to read that.
Yeah.
But also, while doing this, he would stick needles or tacks into my thighs.
What the fuck?
The brothers also...
If all of this is true and they're not making this up, like, I can see how that would drive someone to shoot you 5 to 10 times.
Yes. Yeah. No, for sure. I don't know if we have the moral compass to say he deserved to die, but
it's just
you
like,
were definitely had bad
understandable.
things coming to you. Real bad things, which he did, like 5 of them.
Yep.
The brothers also claimed that they'd had an incestuous relationship with their mother, Kitty. Oh my God, this House of Horrors, everyone. Both said that they slept in her bed as teenagers when Jose was gone, and Lyle claimed he would touch her everywhere.
Yeah.
I hate this. I did not know this part of the Menendez brothers lore.
I didn't know the specifics of this either.
I was like, whoa, Mike Johnson, rookie card?
Basketball. Yeah, this is
Despite these revelations, the prosecution maintained that the Menendez brothers had killed their parents in cold blood for their money. The California Supreme Court ruled that the taped confessions were indeed admissible in court, and the investigators found that the brothers had bought the guns they used during the murder with a stolen ID. What's more, Lyle had told a friend that he deleted his father's amended will shortly after his death. The both brothers' trials ended in mistrials in 1994. They went back to court in 1995 for a retrial, where videotaping was banned. And they were each found guilty of first-degree murder in 1996. That seems like a loophole of the justice system.
That like the trial got thrown out but then reintroduced, you mean?
I guess so. Do mistrials not count for double jeopardy?
I don't think a mistrial counts, no.
So that's probably where my brain...
I have no legal anything. I'm just a dumb guy assuming.
No, we should bring in our lawyer.
Our lawyer. Mr. Patrick C. Swankston. Yeah, boys.
Thanks, Patrick. Did you know that... Bye, Patrick. Did you know that those 2 words cost us $800?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Patrick, he charges a heavy fee, dude.
Oh, okay. Now I'm following. Yeah. Thanks, boys.
I don't know why they don't just put him on retainer. Oh my God, please stop, Patrick. We can't afford this.
Oh, we're gonna be cooking up some brisket tonight.
Between him and Dr. Noodle Butter, we've blown over the
yeah, the budget
for this episode is
it's way over the budget. We're in the red for sure.
Anyways, Menendez brothers this episode took a turn I did not expect.
Yep.
The Menendez brothers were then sentenced to life in prison where they remain to this day. Again, I think they should get one day out to play tennis against the Williams sisters.
As we mentioned, maybe like a death race situation where if they win, they're freed.
Oh, and the Williams sisters have to go into jail. Can you imagine death race, but it's just tennis? Like, that's the future.
They're like, yeah, you fight for your lives as convicts playing tennis.
Though Lyle and Eric Menendez were sentenced to life in prison in 1996, they were originally in separate prisons but are now housed together in the Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility in San Diego. They've continued to make headlines from behind bars. Both the Menendez brothers have married, and they've opened up to the media about their infamous crime. I am the kid that did kill his parents, and no river of tears has changed that, and no amount of regret has changed it, Lyle Menendez told ABC News. I accept that. You're often defined by a few moments of your life, but that's not who you are in your life, you know? Your life is the totality of it. You can't change it. You're stuck with the decisions you made.
Okay.
Had he and Eric have stuck with their story that they killed Jose and Kitty because of sexual abuse and that a final fight preempted the murders. Lyle said he was furious when he first learned that his father was also allegedly abusing Eric, explained. It was like I kept my part of that sort of devil's pact and my father didn't. And my mother, you let your children wake up in the home of a child molester every single day.
Yikes.
I mean, that's a fair outlook on your parents.
Yeah,
though,
I was gonna say that's fair. It's just like, it's a fucked up situation.
I totally believe if that that's true and that like he doesn't regret it.
Right.
He's like, well, what the fuck else was I gonna do?
Right.
But some of the family members refused to believe their allegations. Brian Anderson, Kitty Menendez's brother, told ABC News that Eric and Lyle had acted out of greed, not because they had been abused by their parents. There was certainly no indication of any kind that there was ever any abuse, Anderson insisted. I think the motive was strictly money. But didn't they say that their older cousin testified that as kids they reported that they were being abused?
Right. And also how much does I don't know how close you are to any of your brother or sister-in-laws, but it's not like I would see a brother or sister-in-law enough for them to really understand the totality of
abuse in the home.
Right. It's oh well, I saw them on Thanksgiving and it was chill, so it's that's not, you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe other people's families are different, but I feel like you don't see that.
Also, people kids don't just it's a stretch to think that two kids would murder their parents for greed, for money.
Right.
I think that is a wild thing to say, that they're two normal human beings.
Right, that your children. It's
that
not like
just
they killed
wanted money, even though they're gonna get money eventually anyways. They're born into money.
Right, yeah. They already won that lottery.
Whatever their motive, the case of the Menendez brothers remains one of the most captivating true crime tales of the 1990s. Theirs is a story of revenge, greed, and violence, and it offers the haunting reminder that, at the end of the day, no one knows for sure what happens behind closed doors.
Yeah, that's
macabre.
That's macabre. This episode took some turns that were unexpected, from two new people being introduced.
Yeah, the call sheet is long.
Yeah, 3 new people actually. I forgot about our lawyer, but sometimes that's the way Monday Morning Macabre goes,
Sometimes it's a group effort. It takes a village, everyone.
Takes a village.
And when you work with as many people as we do at the Sling and Dingers headquarters, people are always walking around the halls.
They come in, they come out, they get
water
fired,
cooler.
they get thrown into water cooler convos in the Sling and Dinger office is crazy. So, Scones, I know.
I know.
Oh, he knows. No. Guys, thank you for listening to another episode of Monday Morning Macabre. Check out our website, mondaymorningmacabre.com, for merch and Patreon info. If you want to get a whole another season of Macabre, check that out. We just dropped another Patreon episode for you Patreon listeners. So check that out. MM Macabre Pod on Twitter, Monday Morning Macabre on Instagram, and do all that stuff. Tell your friends. And until we see you again.
It's been a long day.
Scones is gonna sing us out. Goodbye. Yeah.